Davis, one of the partner architects at Microsoft. Mark, you're a principal architect of Microsoft's strategy on data. Mark, why is data so central in the early part of the 21st century?
That's a great question, Andrew, and it really cuts across my work at Microsoft and with the World Economic Forum. Because what data is really about, it's the way that we're representing who we are and who we know, where we are, where we've been, where we plan to go, what we're interested in, what we attend to, what we interact with, and when we do these things. It's what connects our physical lives out in the world with our digital lives online, which is increasingly being joined by the growth of mobile technology, social technology. And the fundamental question then is, how do we create economic opportunity, but also have a society that we want to live in? And my contention actually is that when people are in control of and have rights to the data created by and about them, we actually can achieve that kind of balance and that sort of driver of a new economic and social ecosystem.
Mark, is there a connection between the way in which entertainment companies are protecting their data, their content, and the way in which consumers today in our social media age are interested in protecting their personal content?
Well, you know, it's an interesting, let's say, double-edged sword, in that I think that the value that entertainment companies see in their own content, of course, is related to copyright and notions of intellectual property. And I think that people are coming to understand that the data created by them and even data created about them also has value. So part of what people want is a fair value exchange, a sense that the terms under which they're engaged with the private sector and the public sector are fair. And I think that's also what companies are looking for as well. Now the challenge, of course, is business models that can be supported when data can be copied, right? When any digital asset can be replicated or shared. I think the thing that unifies them most is boiling it down to trust and relationships. So part of why Apple's ecosystem, for example, has worked with iTunes and the rest is convenience, but also that it's a trusted ecosystem. And I think similar for personal data, that the ability to have things work reliably in a way that you can trust creates a type of value and even really a sort of loyalty to the entities and the partners that you actually work with in creating, sharing, and even monetizing data.
Mark, how central does the free economy play in this? Do we need to move away from that? Do people need to understand that data has value and that not only should they pay for it when it comes to entertainment, but they should charge for it when it comes to accessing their own personal data?
Well, I think that nothing's really free. I mean, love is free, but
speak for yourself.
But the challenge, of course, is if you're not the customer, you're the product. Many people have said, and I think that the perception of a free service, of course, is that you're trading other things: your attention, your time, and largely your data. And so, I think central to the evolution of a more balanced and fair and really better functioning personal data ecosystem is one in which people do understand the terms of the deal. And I think part of the challenge now is that there really isn't transparency. There really isn't clarity about what you're getting in exchange, who has rights to what information, who has access to what information, and how that information can be exchanged in a way that's transparent, that's fair, that people have control and rights, and that people get fair value in exchange for their information. And not just individuals, but also companies and governments, that we have a more balanced and fair ecosystem.
Well, Mark Davis, on that transparent note, thank you so much for appearing on Arts+Labs Innovation Central.
It's a pleasure.